you'll see that we had autotroph and heterotroph. Okay? You guys are going to take this to page 198. Turn it to page 198. Okay? There should be tape at different places. Yes. 198. Now, we're going to be doing, I want you to look at these vocabulary words because it's very important for us to be able to identify and pull out the information as we're going through it, okay? So we have autotroph. Auto has a root word and auto means what? Anybody know what auto means? What's another word that has auto in it? Automatic. Okay, we got automatic. Now, did you say automobile?
Auto. Say autopilot.
Autopilot. So what does that mean? So if auto begins with auto, what does it mean?
To change, I guess.
Change. Okay, keep thinking. Keep thinking.
Come on.
Right.
By itself.
By itself, right? Which means self. It's able to do this thing, whatever it is doing, by itself. Okay, so an organism that serves as a producer in an ecosystem is called an autotroph because it does it without the assistance of anything else. We're not talking about potted plants or things like that, but we are talking about plants that we find in nature. They're producers, and they make energy without any type of assistance, okay? So, they use energy to make nutrients from sunlight or chemicals, okay? All right, heterotroph. That's an organism that relies on the nutrients produced by an autotroph. It does not do it by itself, okay? Cellular respiration is what we're going to begin to talk about today. And we're going to focus in on aerobic and anaerobic respiration, okay? So as you are looking at these definitions, if you peek down at your paper, if you can tell me what's the difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration? Just quickly look at your definition and tell me what you have.
Aerobic and how you say anaerobic?
Okay, anaerobic,
It don't need, it requires oxygen. The other one don't require oxygen.
Exactly. So keep that in mind. Aerobic requires oxygen. So if you think about exercise, aerobic exercise is what helps the heart, is what helps the heart, and it's what helps the lungs get energy into your body in order for you to be, a healthy you, right? All right, so we pay attention to those definitions. Hold those close to your heart because that's what we're going to be focusing on today. We're going to do that in the form first. Where is it? We've already talked about how energy flows through the ecosystem, right? So we talked about that through food web, and we know that in order for energy to flow, it has to do what? In order for energy to flow, what has to happen between those trophic levels? Huh? What has to happen between those trophic levels, between producer and primary? What happens in order for energy to flow? What has to happen? It's right in front of your face. In order for energy to flow from one organism to the next, has to be eaten. Yeah, it has to be eaten in order for that energy to flow, right? Yeah, and sunlight gives it to the producer, and so on and so on and so on, okay? Today we're going to be looking at how organisms make energy using the nutrients they get from the food web. All right, first things first. I'm going to give you another close read. This close read is looking at cellular respiration. The very first thing I want you to do is to define, normally I give you the definitions in the middle. This does not go on any particular page, but I want you to define the definitions which are found in the text first, straight down the middle. Okay? First things first, I want you to define the key terms, the key words, and they're all found in the text. And there's some on the front as well as on the back. You see it? You threw it off. But let me tell you, this is easy. We doing this one? Is this too hard? You got all three. This one too? No, these. You had 3 sets. Let me get it. Okay, what's the next one?
Autotrophs are organisms that make their own food. Glucose.
Oh, glucose right here. This is go with photosynthesis. This one's produced. So organisms. What do we also call
Primary consumers.
them?
No.
What do we also known as? Come on.
What?
Well, producers are also known as, we just looked at the definition. Okay, where can you find where you can find it?
Autotrophs.
Okay, this one. And they're also called autotrophs, right? Okay.
Heterotrophs are living things that cannot make their own food.
Things that cannot make. Okay.
And then consumers. like a similar right.
Okay, so let's go through the definitions real quick, okay? Someone tell me what is the definition for energy?
The ability to do work.
The ability to do work. Excellent. What about organic molecules?
Store energy in chemical bonds.
Yes, they store energies in their chemical bonds. What about autotrophs?
Organisms that make their own food.
Okay, organisms that have the ability to make their own food. Producers. Okay, good. That's a good one. You said produce food.
Yeah.
They're organisms that can organisms that get the energy from the sun, right? And also known as autotrophs. Okay, so all of you guys are definitely right there. Heterotrophs.
Living things that cannot make their own food.
Living things that have to consume something else in order to make their own food, right? And consumers are.
Get their food by consuming other organisms.
Okay, good. So now we're going to break this down. If we look at the introduction part, can someone read the introduction part for me? Read the introduction part for me.
All living things need energy, which is defined as the ability to do work. We can often see energy at work in living things as birds fly through the air, a firefly glows in the dark, and a dog wags its tail. These are obvious ways that living things use energy, but living things constantly use energy in less obvious ways as well.
Okay. So now, here are your 3 prompts. All living things need energy because, all living things need energy but, and all living things need energy so. At your table, see if you can come up with something to complete these sentences together. Now, why do you need energy? Because what? Okay.
To carry out life
Okay. And all those things need energy. So, what